Hey, welcome back to Steve Horvath Fishing. The simple Texas rig, or is it? Beginners and experts alike both have some issues with a Texas rig. I want to show you mine. This is my take on a Texas rig. First, I need magnifying glasses. Eyes ain't so good anymore. Oh damn, I'm ugly. Okay. First thing we're going to do, now I'm going to do this with hooks and a weight that are a lot bigger than normal. Okay? So we got our line going to the rod, and we've got, in this case, a lead sinker. Okay? I'm going to put it on with the pointy end toward you. Okay? Pointy end toward the rod tip. That's on there. Now, a while back, people came up with this thing where if you put a glass bead in between the sinker and your soft plastic, it makes extra noise and it protects the knot. Well, I don't believe it protects the knot at all, and we'll get to that next. But I do believe it creates some extra noise. So we're going to take this little faceted glass bead and we're going to stick it on the line. So there it is between the sinker and the rod tip, going that way. Okay, so far so good. Now, most people will just take and tie the hook on. We're not going to do that. We're going to take a bobber stop. Now I know what you're saying, dude, you're upside down. The bobber stop goes in front of the sinker to keep it from sliding. We're not sliding. We're not stopping the sinker from sliding. We're going to protect our knot. We'll take the line, we'll slide the bobber stop up over the line. Okay. Cut that nick part off. So now what we have is a bobber stop, a bead and a sinker. The bobber stop will help your knot from getting destroyed. What's that mean? That means a lot less fish lost on the hook set. I could deal with that. I'd say it's an improvement. It's a cheap improvement. I'm cheap. So, 3 types of hooks. Regular kink shank worm hook. Same style as the old Eagle Claw 95 JB. We're going to tie this on there using our favorite knot, whatever it is. Could be a Palomar, could be an improved clinch, could be a double Pittston, could be a triple flip double gain, could be a jackknife. We're just going to tie the hook on. Good knot. Don't do that with your teeth. You'll wind up with teeth like mine. Okay, so hook is tied on. Here's where a lot of people have an issue. Here's your worm. I'm going to use a Senko. Like I said, I'm using something big. A lot of people go way too far into their bait. Let's say I go right here. Okay? Now the theory of a lot of people going in right there is because, well, if the fish doesn't get the whole worm, I'll still get the short strikes. I got to tell you, the truth is, most fish engulf the worm in its entirety, or at least the head 3/4 of it. You're not going to miss fish because the hook is too far back. Rarely. And if you do, a lot of times they're 6 and 8 inches. So, the important thing is we're going to take and we're going to go into the worm no more than that actual bend, which is only about 1/4 inch. We'll go in 1/4 inch into the worm, pull it up, and you'll notice the end of my knot is just about sticking out the top of the worm, which is okay. You know why? Because we got the knot protector. So, we're going to take this whole deal and we're going to pull it down right to the head of the worm. Now we're going to take the hook, and with the 95 JB style, the old style worm hook, I'm going to take it and I'm going to bring it completely through the worm. I'm not going to skin hook it. I'm not going to hook it back in the worm. I bring it completely through the worm and then I back it out. So you have a straight worm. What that does is it gives me a channel that's already punched out for the hook to penetrate through the hole. It's still weedless, but you can set the hook with a minimum of effort. So there is Texas rig. My version of a Texas rig. Does it have its pluses? Yeah, I'll give you a major plus. A lot of times when the fish sucks in the worm, they suck in the worm, the hook, and it's all that. And because the sinker is outside by a good 3/8 of an inch or a 1/2 an inch, they don't suck in the sinker. What's that mean? It means you hook more fish. So what if I'm using a different hook? What if I'm using an extra wide gap hook? Well, let me just take this, grab an extra wide gap. Again, only as far as the bend. And with the extra wide gap, we're going to measure up where we want to be on the worm, pull the worm back, go straight up through the middle, and we're just going to pinch Mr. Worm so the hook is hidden a little bit. Okay? What happens if I go too far above the head with this? Well, the worm will start sliding down and you'll wind up with a kinked worm even though it might still be over top of that. Not a good thing. Okay. It's a straight shank world. Trocar flipping hook. Got this great big guard on there. First time I saw it, I said, oh, let me leave the guard inside the worm so that way it, kind of holds. That was a mistake. So, I'm going to thread the worm on. Still about that 1/4 of an inch. I'll pull it up until the keeper comes out of the worm. This way the keeper is sitting against the worm. Again, we're going to measure. We're going to go all the way through the worm and out, and then we're going to back it up. We already made our channel for the hook to go through. Now, let me take the glasses off. I look better without the glasses. There are a lot of people who will say, but dude, you got to skin hook the worm. What is skin hooking the worm? Well, we'll take the hook and we're going to run it through the side of the worm. You see? It's through the side. It's not through the center of the worm. And the thought is that it just pops out the skin on the side. It's not 1975 anymore. We're not using fiberglass rods. We're not using super stretchy mono. We're using much better hooks. There's no reason, in my opinion, to skin hook a worm like that unless you're using super light line or a rod that's too light for the situation and you need to hedge your bets a little bit. So hey, I'm Steve Horvath. That's my improved Texas rig. I think anybody from a beginner to an expert can use this tip. Catch you next time.